Woody, how closely have you been following the war?
Not as closely as Marathon, but I do read it really like an hour a day. I in this era of choose your own news, I have such a hard time knowing what's going on. You read, like you watch Fox News and they're just absolute cheerleaders for what's happening. Rah, rah, go American, wave the flag, etc. You watch other people and they're like, we're kind of fucking up. We only have so much like interceptor type stuff. And we've been in Ukraine for quite some time. We've been in Iran now. And if I'm China, or they mentioned someone else, China into Taiwan, or maybe Russia was the other. Like, I'm seeing America as low on reserves. Is it true? I have no idea. Apparently, we're low on munitions compared to where we want to be. But am I just being negative? Am I like rooting against Trump for some reason? I want to be pro-American. I don't like the war. I don't want to be in Iran. I feel like we're just. Is it because Israel has pedophile info on our president? Is that why we're really doing this?
Seems that way.
It's been, well, I mean, it's been this for decades. Like,
right?
This never happened. This is what they've always wanted.
On their behalf. We went into Syria. We went into Libya. We went into Afghanistan. Like, a lot of these people, like the high ups in Israel, they had a list of countries they wanted removed because it helps Israel become a regional hegemon. And Iran is like the grand poobah of those enemies. It's by far the most powerful. And so, like,
it seemed like some of the other ones,
for years.
Like ISIS, they felt like the new Taliban in Syria, and they were like spreading, and it was problematic. They were entering Iraq. Like, you could make an argument that there was some U.S. interest in there. Iran, like, they weren't threatening America.
No, I don't think we had any interest in any of those countries. I think all those wars were a big mistake, and all we can hope now is that this doesn't spin out of control. But like, again, like, Iran's the most serious of those countries, the most prepared.
Seems like it's going well.
You know, they're low on the totem pole compared to us militaristically, but everybody is.
When have we ever not started a war and been like, you know what? The first few days of breaking shit has gone pretty well. I really like. We're so good at breaking shit off the start, and then what? What's in this vacuum?
I don't know what the end game is, because
they won't tell us if they have.
They don't know.
Game, I can accept they don't want to tell us. Like, they may have an objective that they don't want to put out there and be measured on, or maybe they don't want to give out the objective because that tells Iran something.
So they're hoping that there are mixed reports, whether they're real or not, about the CIA arming the Kurds in Iraq, and they're saying there's already a land invasion by the Kurds into Iran. That would be something, and maybe if you could ever get that deposed prince or whatever to come back and take over, that would be huge if all that happened. But it seems like their military is like, it seems like there's like 1.5 million men spread across their military and police force that would rather it stay an autocratic fucking Islamic dictatorship or whatever it is. I don't know how you change a regime without boots on the ground. I really don't know how that gets done. You can kill them, but they'll just play whack-a-mole, and they'll just keep finding a new guy with a turban to be the supreme leader. You're not going to kill them all. There's like, I don't know how many of them there are, but I bet there's a bunch. So I don't know what the end game is there. As far as the munitions go, Trump basically said, and it made sense what he said. He said, we are running a little bit low on standoff munitions. We have fewer of those than we would like, but we used those to get rid of their air defense. So now we're dropping laser-guided 500, 1,000, and 2,000 pound bombs, of which we have an unlimited supply. And I think the reason for that is because, like, those Patriot missile interceptors cost about $4 million a piece. I think we're on pace to be able to make like one every 3 days or something. We make like 100 of those a year here. Like those are expensive, labor-intensive things. But and a lot of the standoff missiles, I think, basically expire after a while. I think the rocket fuel goes or whatever goes bad in them.
That's exactly it.
And so, like, keeping a huge amount of them, some massive surplus on the shelf, doesn't make sense economically. But 500 pound bombs, I think you can just stack those in a warehouse and have millions and millions of them. And they're laser guided and GPS guided. So that's all those aren't the $1 million shots that we're firing. And it seems like that's what we're dropping now is bombs because we've got air superiority.
Are you learning enough about the lasers now to explain it to us, to fill us in? I've seen little bits about lasers being used.
It's propaganda.
We don't have a laser?
Oh, yeah, we have lasers, but there's no footage of them being used. And anytime you see footage of them being used in Israel, it's like, that's not what that is. That's not what that is. That's lens flare, or that's a spotlight, or that's the tail of a rocket going off at an odd angle to you, making it look like a line through the air.
That's a pointer for PowerPoint presentations. Jesus, guys.
We're overdue on lasers.
The U.S. and Israel have laser tech that's really cheap to shoot that takes down drones, but it's got limited range, and I think it's still early. I know that thing that happened at the southern border a few weeks ago involved us using a laser to shoot down a drone, maybe from the cartel. They ended up shutting down that whole fly zone there. It was it was murky on the details. It was hard to figure out exactly what happened. But yeah, there's anti-drone laser tech for sure, but I haven't seen it. I don't know if you can see the beam. Oh yeah, they're $5 a shot.
Right? That'd be cool. That's so much better than like $3 million a shot.
Oh, so that's
then I would wager there's a very strong anti-laser munitions lobby occurring right now. Like, no, don't do this.
So everybody, so that's I've been on like the military and army and combat footage and the war subreddits, and those guys have they're upset about this story that like America uses $4 million interceptors to stop $35,000 drones. They're like, no, we don't. No, we don't. We use $4 million interceptors to shoot down $3 million ballistic missiles. Or their cheapest ballistic missiles are $1 million, and their best ones are $3 million, and our interceptors are $4 million. That is a price discrepancy, but it's not $35,000 to $4 million. They don't shoot Patriot interceptors at those. And also they're not $35,000; they're $50,000 to $75,000. And the ones that Iran is selling to Russia, they're selling for $200,000. The same model. Now you could say they're making a profit, but that gives you an idea of the variance and what the potential cost of those Shahad drones are. The ones with the motorcycles on them, motorcycle engines that are shaped like triangles. So we're shooting those down with like that CWAX thing or whatever it's called. We're shooting those down. CWiz, thank you. I also saw this cool fucking anti-drone drone where the guy had a pistol and mounted on it was a drone with a quadcopter, and it was sort of the quads were like being used like propellers. Rather, it wasn't going to go up; it was going to go forward when you pulled the trigger. And he aims it at a drone, and it goes na 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 na, like it locks on, and he goes zoom, and the thing goes and like flies at like 200 miles an hour, and it hits the thing and explodes it instantly. Like it goes up, tracks it, follows it, catches it, and blows it up. And I was like, we need some of those. First of all, I want to shoot those at a person so goddamn bad. Like it looked like it was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Is that a good ROI?
I bet. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Those things cost hundreds of dollars. You know, those little drones, especially. Those.
So you probably get them on Amazon.
Well, what this guy was using was like it was made to do what it was doing. Obviously, it was locking onto an enemy drone and it was flying up and catching it. But I've seen that type of drone with guys using them to do like there's like competitive drone flying where they fly through courses and do all kinds of wacky stuff. Those guys have some fast twitch a reaction time.
My friend did that. He competed in it and he made it to like the East Coast regionals or something, but he couldn't get to nationals. Drones get fast. I saw one race Max Verstappen on a Formula One course, and Verstappen won, but it was competitive. They go like 220 miles an hour at max speed. And
crazy.
Yeah, the fact that drones and F1 cars are like kind of close. Wow.
And they're only going to get better because as they put more money into like better tech for those drones. I saw Zelensky offering to help in, stopping the Iranian drones. He's like, we're pretty good at this. This is kind of what we do. We've got drone intercepting drones that cost tens of thousands of dollars. Take our shit. And it's like, why didn't we think of that before we started the war? Like, why wasn't that like step one? I feel like sometimes the people planning our wars, like we'd think of things that they hadn't thought of. They clearly didn't think of that Because it's like a news story that Zelensky's offering, and Trump's like, yeah, that's actually a good idea. Let's do that. Why didn't you think of that last week? They're the people fighting the drone war for the last 4 years. They might know a thing or two.